Richard, were you still first in the chat? I don't see you. You're slacking.
Well, actually, I wasn't the first one. Chris was Cajun Reseller. He was the first one.
Oh, yeah, and I still don't see his.
He goes, if Richard's going to be live, who's going to be dropping the links?
I know. I hope Jennifer comes in, or if any of you other people are mods, because Richard, who is below me, is my main moderator for these lives on Tuesday night, and he is in here with us. So he cannot be dropping links for you guys. So normally Jennifer Hayes is in here as well, and she does it. But if not, if somebody can, or if somebody's willing to, tell me and I'll make you a moderator. Melanie, you are very, very welcome. We did the members only live yesterday, and I actually did a bunch of sourcing. I know Richard was in there, and we had fun. So, everybody signed in under their wrong. I see Tina, I see Bruce, I see Chad. Where is Julian? He left me already. River Acres Reseller.
Hold on. I'm all right.
Are you choking now? I'm spilling drinks and you're choking? Okay. What a night. Siggy and Yvonne, Aaron. Okay. I can't say hi to everybody. I would love to, guys, but it would probably take all night. I have with me, as I said, Richard, who is OtnipDrof flipped. I'm going to give it away if you guys don't know and haven't figured it out. It is Ford Pinto backwards. I'm spoiling the fun for Richard, who is my main moderator. He has a YouTube channel as well. And then also Dustin Pro Picker has joined us. So thank you to both of you for coming on with us. And Julian is my co-host. You guys are used to. So I'm going to make everybody big. We will start with Richard and let everybody introduce themselves. The links to everybody's channel, just in case they don't get dropped in the chat, are in the description. Subscribe to these guys. So here is Richard.
Hello, everybody. My name's Richard. I'm a part-time reseller. I primarily source or sell on eBay. My sourcing is a little bit different from everybody else's. A lot of people do it from garage sales and things like that, but I live out in the country, and so not too many garage sales, but I do have plenty of thrift stores, and that's where I primarily source my stuff, and also on HiBid. And thanks for coming.
All right, here's Dustin.
Hey everyone, so Dustin here, the Pro Picker. So I've been doing YouTube since October, where I share my sourcing experiences, mainly thrift shops, sometimes pawn shops, yard sales, definitely a lot of those, and mainly sell on eBay. And yeah, super excited to be here.
Oh, I froze. Sorry, Dustin, I froze. That happens sometimes,
fine.
And unfortunately, it happens when people are big. All the time. All right, Julian, I'm trying to get a box open. So, Julian, introduce yourself.
My name is Julian, also is the Bearded Thrift Machine on YouTube. I also have a YouTube channel named the Bearded Thrift Machine. I also have a Instagram, and I just appreciate the two guests coming, and also Kat for letting me be her co-host. So, thank you.
And I got the box open. So, it's really funny. Julian and Richard both know this, but I find it funny that he said he sources at pawn shops. So I typically don't. And today I took Dalton to get his haircut, and I stopped at a pawn shop on the way home. So I'm going to show you guys this, and I will tell you what it is worth, and I will tell you what I paid. So this is an egg here, and it's actually Steuben. I've never heard of this. It has like a little S on the bottom. I don't know if I can get it. It's like scratched in. This bad boy's listed a new one for $2,700, and used it sells regularly for $800. And I mean over 50 comps on Worth Point between $400 and $900. I picked this up at the pawn shop for $50 on my way home today. So this is going to be over $650 profit. And then the pawn shop had dishes. It's a glass or crystal egg, and the top is 18 karat gold, and it is marked 18 karat. It does have an S for Steuben. And then they had the china that is probably going to make me $3,000 sitting in their case, and I paid $400. So
Gee.
I made over $3,500 in a 20-minute stop at a pawn shop. So I'm like so over, like I'm so happy about that. I just had to tell you guys. So I guess now I won't make a video on it, but I didn't record in there because I had a grumpy 2-year-old who just had a haircut with me. So, you know, I paid $50 for the egg, or it's a strawberry. It's a strawberry. I paid $50 for the strawberry, and I paid $400 for the China set, which was priced at $500. So I asked him if he would do a better deal. And the China, the big plates sell for $90 a plate, and I got 12 place settings. I got 72 pieces for $400. So very.
What would make them so valuable? Like, what's the pattern?
It's Wedgwood. I can grab one.
Wedgwood. Don't break it.
So I actually, big for a second. I actually sold this pattern, a salad plate that I picked up at a thrift store. There's your marking. The thrift store ones, I paid $1 and they sold for $50, and they sold pretty fast. They're gone. It's the same pattern. There's only like 3 listed, and the only dinner plate listed is at $90 for 1 plate. And then there's 6 sold. So 200% sell through rate. Now I just went through and listed 6 more listings because I split everything up, and then I'm going to sell them. So let's see. How long does it take to get paid from Facebook Marketplace? If they sent the payout, you should have it. You don't get paid until 5 days after it's delivered on Facebook Marketplace, but after those 5 days, it should go into your account right away. So that would concern me. I don't know. I know a couple of other people have said they have problems. So if anybody figured that out, let me know in the chat. Do you Julian, you haven't been doing Facebook Market, you're just local?
Yeah, I haven't really been shipping a lot on there. eBay's been keeping me fairly busy.
Dustin, do you do any or no?
Very sparse on Facebook and only local when I do it.
Okay. Yeah, I've been, I mean, I do good. I ship out probably 15 a week off Facebook. It's not eBay for me. It's definitely not eBay, but I haven't had any issues, so I don't know that I can help. Hi, Renee. Renee, if you don't know, you're on Facebook. Some people don't realize, so we're streaming to Facebook and YouTube, and Renee is over on Facebook side. And I saw, where did it go? I'm like all out of whack because I'm covered in Sprite. I'm not going to lie. So this typewriter, I found Doreen last night when we were on the members live, sells for like $120, and it was a lot for like $1. So
Not bad.
I'm glad you won that. Yes. Yeah. Julian mails so many golf clubs that like his whole stack is the triangle of USPS.
The old triangles.
Trying to get to question.
Yep.
I saw, yeah. So the update with my golf clubs, just real quick, is that he supposedly is going to let me pick them up tomorrow and mark them sold for me. So hopefully I will actually get them. I found some golf clubs worth like $800 on Facebook Marketplace for $100, but the guy keeps like not answering me when I try to go pick them up, which is a pain in the butt.
Oh, so you haven't picked those up yet? They were good.
No, I hope he doesn't. I thought he might have realized that they were worth so much. And if you, Richard again is not in the chat posting. So if you guys have a question, just write it. Thank you, Rita. I have, if you want to have 2 big storage sheds, and I just letter them like either A in one storage shed or double A in the other and mark where they're at. This set will probably stay in the big shed though. Debbie wants to know what is high bid. She's asking Richard.
Okay, well, Kat can answer it too, but high bid is basically an online auction. You can find them locally in your area. I know Cat sources a lot further than I do. I normally just do high bid within a 50-mile radius of me, but you can actually pick up some really good items on high bid. It's just highbid.com. Am I supposed to keep talking, Cat?
You can keep talking if you want. Dustin, do you do any online auctions or do you just source local?
I source local, so yeah, it's just yard sales, thrift shops, pawns, Amazon bin sales, stuff like that.
Where are you at?
I'm in the Dayton, Ohio area, so
Okay.
just north of Cincinnati.
So you're up there where I just was. I didn't go to any bins while I was up there. I went to a couple thrifts. Now I'm gonna have to start checking the pawn shops because I'm just like blown away. Like the guy thought that Steuben egg, which I had never heard of the brand, so I'm definitely not knowledgeable. But Google Lens told me in like 2 seconds what that thing was. And I found the 18 karat mark, but he thought it was Swarovski, and I'm glad he's not looking stuff up because now I have an $800 strawberry. But
Yeah.
you know, there's
awesome.
so where I'm at, there's no bins. Well, there is a bin store, but they have like 3 bins. It's like one little person that's probably getting 3 pallets and throwing them into bins, and it's just not that great.
We have a pretty decent one here. Ours kind of backslid a little bit and started putting more Target merchandise out, and then they stopped doing that, and it's gotten better recently. It's just I've been taking in so much inventory just on the yard sale front that like, I have to skip going there because that's another 30 to 50 items that I have to then list. And
the yard sales were crazy in Ohio. I will tell you, like there were when we were there were so many. Like we couldn't even like think about going to nearly all of them. There were is that typical in Ohio?
It happens, especially depending on like the weekend. So like if you're I've had weekends where like 3 communities, like 3 suburbs right next to each other all decide to have their sale at once, and you just kind of have to, you pick a few online that you want to early bird, which I get a lot of hate for in my comments sometimes, but people do not like early birds on YouTube apparently. But it's just a fact of life here. There's a lot of resellers. If you're not early birding, you are kind of missing out on some of the best stuff. It's just kind of how that works. But yeah, so I guess getting back to the point, there can be just so many sales going on all at once. And then sometimes, it can ebb and flow. So it can be a little bit slow some weekends. Last weekend wasn't huge for me, but I think that just had to kind of do with the weather risk.
Yeah. I think all of us can probably answer this. Dave, Midwest Picker, wants to know, where do you keep your inventory, at home or off-site?
You want me to answer first, Kat?
Yes, you are always first, Richard.
Always first.
I've basically taken over my entire basement. My basement is finished. I've got all my listed inventory in the main area, and then I've got 2 rooms where I keep my packing supplies and I keep unlisted inventory. And if I don't watch it, the unlisted inventory is going to grow out of that room.
Yeah, so I guess my circumstance when it comes to how I'm storing my inventory right now probably isn't ideal. So I have over 2,100 listings. My wife and I do. She helps out part-time on this as well. And we have a bedroom dedicated that stores most of those, but then we have some of the bigger items in our downstairs living room, as well as a storage unit we recently ended up renting out. And then as far as death pile goes, that same living room possesses the death pile. It sometimes bleeds into another list room that we created. And unfortunately, due to some pallet buys that I probably shouldn't have done, my garage is also taken over. So honestly, the next step for us really is to get an off-site premises of some sort, either a mixed-use house or I guess, pole barn, something of that nature.
I've taken over 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, little foyer area, and then I also have a storage unit offsite.
And I have just bought my second shed, and this one is only for unlisted inventory and packing. You see my packing station, and it's 12 by 40. So I got tired of it taking over my house and bought this big shed. And I also made bad pallet buys that are taking up the whole loft in my new shed. So I probably tonight will list it on Facebook Marketplace, and I will buy it at my cost, which was pretty cheap. But if they don't, I'll end up giving away pallets of brand new CarQuest stuff that is moving extreme. I've sold 3 filters in like 4 months, and I have like 300. So it's time for them to get out of the way, even if I lose money on it. And then I have 2 12 by 24 areas of listed inventory. I hit 3,000 listings today, actually, which was my goal by the end of May. So not too far off. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So it was just like, we had like the fireplace room, which was kind of like a den. We had the spare bedroom, and yeah, a bunch of stuff. Look, now everybody's going to say I ruined pawn shops because we're saying this live, but Dustin said it first. So hate him.
I ruin everything. It's fine.
Now of the pawn shop sourcing people are going to be like, you ruined pawn shops for the world. I have one here, and I actually told the pawn shop owner, and I'm kicking myself because I think I could have got this set cheaper than 400, but 400 was a really good price. The sticker on the tote, he got it in 2011.
Jeez.
I probably could have got it for $300, and I didn't even try. So that is, and Richard's going to yell at me. Richard always yells at me. Why don't I negotiate? But I feel like I'm going to make $2,000 on it. So that's a fair price to me. So I'm bad about, if I think it's a fair price, I don't try and barter. But yeah. So don't do it, Richard. I see he's about to. He always yells at me because I don't. I paid $5, and he's like, but you could have got it for $4. I'm like, it's $1 each.
You know, everybody says it's all like, oh, you guys are so cheap. And it's all like, well, you know what? Sometimes we've got to buy it cheap.
Yeah.
Because
no, you always should buy it cheap.
On stuff. We sit on it. And then what do we do with it? You have to either like really discount it down or go donate it back to the thrift store or something like that.
Yeah. Hello, Fokker, and all of you guys watching over on Facebook. I see the Facebook.
That's a buddy of mine. That's a buddy of mine, Junior.
Tiffany. I'm going to give Tiffany her dolphin, and then we will answer her question. Super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Tiffany, is it just my area in Missouri, or has anyone noticed garage sales are starting earlier in the week?
I'm in Missouri, and I've noticed, well, I don't have a lot of garage sales, but they do start like Wednesday and Thursday now, which is really weird.
So you are noticing them earlier?
Some, yeah, but like I said, I don't. If I have a garage sale where I'm at, I'm all like the first one to jump in the car and go look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as the Dayton area, it's always, I grew up in the Dayton area, moved to Columbus after the Army, and ended up moving back to Dayton. Dayton's always started out on Thursdays for us. In Columbus, you know, it's Saturday, Sunday when I was sourcing there. So I guess it's just area dependent. I think the Thursday starts kind of a little more old timey. So I guess that's just kind of how our area tends to handle it. But
yeah, I would say that down here, it's still definitely Friday's iffy. Like Saturday is the day. Like that's everybody. That's it. Not so much on Wednesday or Thursdays. Or even Friday. Yeah,
I haven't seen any here. I see them occasionally, the estate sales on Thursdays, which makes me mad because I work Wednesday, Thursday. I'm off like Friday, Saturday just for sourcing if I need to. And but I haven't seen any really early here. Most of them, I feel like probably 75% are like Saturday, Sunday around here. Douglas, I have them listed individually on Facebook, but I haven't tried them bulk, but I will list them bulk. But I saw Athena, who is Thenie, who I did a buyout from a couple months ago, said she knows some auto repair shop. So Thenie, I'd be happy just to get my money back, and I got them cheap. But they're taking up a whole like loft and a half and a brand new shed. And I'm done with them at this point. Leah Liz wants to know, do y'all besides this, and how long did it take to doing it full time?
Okay, I guess I go first. I'm part-time. I don't sell, I sell part-time. I have a full-time job. And so I've been doing it for a little over a year, about a year and a half now.
So my circumstance is kind of odd. So I guess I had a sales position, and about 3 months into the lockdown and everything last year, ended up losing my position. Not going to go on about it because I don't really want to disparage, the company or anything. I have my opinions, but of course. But yeah, I actually restarted reselling then and was at 0 listings. So now, with the help of my wife, who does still, have another full-time position, she helps out on a part-time basis. We've managed to hit about that 2,200 listings. Haven't checked in the last couple of days exactly, but and I'd say, what was it? Probably about 2 weeks ago, we crossed the 50,000 90-day total. So that was pretty awesome. Unfortunately, and I knew about the summer slump because this is, my return to resale. We've dropped off a little bit from that, but yeah. So kind of went from 0 to 60. So it was more that, I had the resources and the time seemed right, and just kind of decided to take the plunge.
Yeah, I kind of had a full-time career. It was like a real career, and then I quit it, and then I became a reseller like 2 years ago, and really haven't looked back ever since. And before that, really didn't sell anything. So it was a whole learning curve, but I had the time, resources, and the ability to do it. So not too bad.
Hey, Julian, a question for you. I'm struggling to get over 1,000 listings. How are you doing on your listings?
Today I hit I've been listing because I'm doing this big board that might be on a YouTube video soon. But I just hit 1630, but I've been listing about 32 a day for the last 4 days. And that's a lot for me. And these aren't like easy listings. Like golf clubs are easy, tools are easy. These are ones that I have to like prep, clean, test, research. So they're really being time consuming. So I'm at 1630, but that 1600 was hard to get to.
So I am still a full-time nurse, but I only work 3 12-hour shifts, so I'm off more than I'm at work. Technically, I have 4 days off a week, which is all into reselling. So I really have 2 full-time jobs, if I'm going to be honest. And I am hoping to go part-time nursing at the end of this year. And my plan is to go as needed, so only a couple of times a month by the end of next year. So I just got back into reselling about 2 years ago now, when I had the baby. If you guys watch, Dalton, and I want to be home with him more. So I started doing the reselling more so I could stop working overtime, because I worked 48 hours for 9 years. And so I cut down to 36 when I started doing it. And my goal is to cut down to 24 hours a week by the end of this year. And then if I can afford and not be worried about insurance, or if my husband gets a job outside of the house with insurance, I probably would jump a lot faster. But right now he doesn't have a job outside the home either. So my nursing income is our insurance and our guaranteed. And like Dustin was saying, summer slowdown has hit us. I was close to hitting 40,000 on my 90-day, and now I am down to 26,000, which is, I'm like, not time to jump ship right now, like not. And I know that's high for a lot of you, but when you're used to like a 6-figure income at a regular job, you need a lot in reselling income to feel comfortable even thinking about going full time. So that's me. Dave, when I bought the Wedgwood China, did I look it up or go on a hunch? It was priced $500. I looked it up. If it had been priced $100, I would have looked it up. If it had been priced $50, I might have just bought it. But with it priced at $500, I looked it up, and I knew that one plate was selling for $90. I knew there were 3 listed. There were 6 sold, so it was selling before I even got into trying to negotiate with the owner. And I didn't even really have to negotiate to get him to take $100 off. That's why I'm saying I probably could have got it lower, but I did not.
You're going to sell that as a whole set, or are you going to like piece it out?
So what I did is, and I did this with an expensive Nords hockey set I got off auction before. I'm going to sell place settings. So like one of each piece, you know, so like the plate, a teacup, the saucer. There's actually 2 little teacups and saucers, and then there's a bread plate. So I'm going to sell one of each as a set, probably for $250 to $300 plus shipping a set. And I'm going to do that for 6 place settings. And the rest are all listed individuals. So per plate, I'm selling them for $70 plus shipping. I'm going to come in right under that $89. I'm probably going to come in at about $85. And I have 6. So they'll be $85 per plate if they buy them individual, or like $250 for a set. Now, I don't know that they're going to. This guy thought that was Swarovski. Some of them don't care as long as they get their money. And thrift stores are like that too. Not all, and they can't know everything. They cannot know everything, guys. Like if you have the knowledge, I can walk in almost anywhere and find something to make a profit. Melissa says she didn't realize Dustin was on, so she is happy Dustin is here.
Hi, Melissa.
Surprise. Let's see. I saw more questions, and I saw a super chat, so I'm trying to get there. Thank you guys all for being here. We are almost at 250 in the chat right now, so I'm trying to keep up, guys, as best as I can. I promise. How would you price Antique Henley and Bishop Hickory? I have no idea what that is, so I can't help. I don't know if anyone else can. But if you can't find comps, I would try and find something similar to it, like that brand, if there's another piece, and I would go off of that. Does anybody else know what that is?
No.
No.
It's a golf club. It's a 3-iron. I'm guessing the Hickory.
Julian, help us.
Oh,
But I don't know like antique golf clubs. So there's some worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and there's some worth like the wood that it's made out of. So I have no idea. I do more modern golf clubs, but I would. So
what would you do if you found that golf club and you couldn't find a comp? I'm going to put you on the spot, my friend.
Oh, you know what I would do? I would 100% just auction that thing.
Oh yeah, you've been doing a lot of auctions. That's true.
Yeah, I would go ahead and just research it. I would Google it, and if I can't find anything on Google, then I would probably just auction it. But I've had a couple like older ones. I have one sitting over there that I thought was going to go super high, and it's a good golf club with a hickory shaft. Going for nothing. So they're kind of hit and miss. I don't know. But I would auction. That's what I would do. But I'm a little different.
Julian said just auction it. Suze along the way says she just bought a bunch of men's trucker and baseball hats. Any tips on the best boxes to ship them in? And I think it might get interesting because we all ship differently. So let's see what everybody says.
Richard?
I ship in an 8x8x6 box. I keep a lot of those on hand. That's what I ship in.
I don't know the exact dimensions off the top of my head because not enough brain matter, I guess. But I think it's 6 by something. And I always make sure to throw it in what I refer to as the choke bag because it's the clear bag with the anti-choking warning or whatever on it. Yeah, do not suffocate bag. Because, I mean, they're only like a penny or two, and you know it's at least going to get to destination dry. So
I also do the little plastic bag, and I do an 8x6x4.
And I do not do a plastic bag. And everybody's going to get me on everything. And I use an 8x6x4 as well for my
I think it
hats,
might
so.
be. I think it might be that one actually. I'm looking at the chat and looking at their numbers and trying to
It's a
see
good
which
little
one
guy.
looks right. I feel like I got to go downstairs and check now.
Oh, yes. Look, Julian is showing the box.
There it
8x6x4 eBay box. Yes.
That's it.
Teresa wants to know, how long were you a reseller before you started a YouTube channel?
Well, I got into reselling just by a fluke, and then got talked into a YouTube channel. For anybody out there that's reselling, I would not suggest starting a YouTube channel unless you really enjoy it. Making the videos and things like that. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot away from you being able to do listing. But yeah, I probably did mine. I started my YouTube channel shortly after I started on eBay. And it took me probably about 3-4 months before I posted my first video.
Yeah. So I guess how long I've been a reseller is kind of again a interesting question for me. But for about 2 months when I re-entered reselling, it was about the time it took for me to decide to go to YouTube route. However, I had 3 years straight of reselling, both a mix of eBay and flea markets back around the 2010 to 2013 timeframe, and then kind of opportunistic times, scattered throughout there, where I'd be like, hey, let's go to the thrift store, but nothing crazy consistent between 2013 and then, because I went off on all kinds of interesting tangents like Twitch streaming and stuff. So I've always been into kind of like, retired Twitch partner too, but they don't give you a pension though, unfortunately. But I would agree with what Richard said. I hear a lot about questions in the comments, or people will reach out to me on Instagram about starting a YouTube. Some of them, before they've hit 100 listings, I was doing about 10,000 monthly by the time I started the YouTube channel. That's just what kind of was my personal number that I wanted to hit before, so I had a foundation before I got into it. I know that I'm taking a financial hit making the videos, and it's not because I'm sharing my secrets, because there's plenty of stuff to buy out there. It's really just a time suck. Right now I'm posting 4 videos a week. At one point I was posting every day, which is insane, and I do not advise.
I think all of us, look, me and Julian both have done that as well. We both did daily.
Not me.
Yeah, it's just I guess to kind of wrap up that point, it's you can totally make more money reselling than the entry phase of YouTube, even if you hit off a little bit. Of course, the higher end of the resale category with more views than I get, probably would out earn my resale business. But then again, I mean, a lot of people scale their resale business to be something pretty crazy. Like, I mean, there's people out there with 10,000 plus listings as individuals, not even with employees.
Yeah.
So.
How long? It was probably like 4 months. I started Instagram before I started the YouTube, and then I'm a new seller and a new YouTuber and a new Instagrammer.
You're not that new anymore, though.
I mean, I'm kind of new. It's been like almost a year and a half. I think I'm on Instagram for 2 years, so I'm not super new. Yeah.
So I have been reselling off and on since 1999. So mine's kind of like an off and on, like Dustin was saying, like I'd go through phases for like 3 or 4 months where I'd be like, oh, I can go buy this. I did a lot of plants. I can get a lot of plants cheap in Florida that the rest of the country doesn't have access to. So I would go to the wholesale nurseries in Florida, buy the plants. I had like a broker license, and I would sell them on eBay. That requires watering them, which didn't get done, and then they die and I'd lose inventory. So then I would stop again. And as I said, I started back up when I had Dalton, which he will be 3 in a month. And then I started my YouTube in December of 2019. So I started probably about 5 or 6 months after this reselling stint. And I pushed and did daily, and I saw a big hit to my eBay. So like Dustin said, we definitely, like, by putting out videos, making them, we are losing time that we could be putting into reselling for sure. And I saw a bad hit, and that's when I cut back from daily to 3 times a week. I've been like batting back and forth doing daily again. And it was like 50-50. I did a poll on my channel. It was right at like 48-52%. Because for me, my main foundation is the what sold. That's what's built my channel. That's what gets the most views for me. And if I start doing sourcing videos, I feel like I could add another 3 and do like 3 sourcing, 3 what sold. But I have not made that jump, and I don't know if and when I will. But like, I agree with Richard and Dustin. You have to really want to do YouTube, because you're going to do YouTube for a very long time for free. A very long time. Unless you happen to go viral overnight, and that might happen. But like Richard's been doing it a while. Richard's not monetized yet. Mine has just got to where it is, you know, halfway decent at this point after a year and a half. And I know a lot of the people that I started doing YouTube with are not anywhere near where I am. So you don't know what end of the spectrum you're going to be. And you better like doing the videos, editing, sharing. I like teaching people. I like educating people. I like helping. So I love seeing all the comments with people selling stuff they learned from me. So for me, I definitely love it enough to keep doing it. I love it, you know, obviously, to do it for a while for free. So Jackass Retro sent a $5 super chat. I'm going to give him his dolphin. He did not have a question, but I will. Super chat. He said he's showing some love and listing and watching, not really in the chat, which is a good way to do. You know, listen, these shows are more like podcasts, where unless you're chit-chatting, you can just listen and do what you're doing. Katie Reeds is in the chat. Katie, hello. Katie has agreed to go pick up stuff for me in Michigan from an auction if I win it. If you're on my Instagram and saw me post, if anybody lives near Dearborn, Michigan, that would be why. I found an auction I want to bid on, and they don't do shipping. And I've done that before. I made a good friend in Iowa who went and picked up 200 pounds of scarves and shipped them to me off of Instagram.
And his packing was impeccable.
His packing was excellent. He used like 5 rolls of eBay tape. It was great. And he doesn't even have a YouTube. He just did it to do it for me to be nice. And then he wouldn't let me pay him. Yeah. Harry, did you really? He probably already left because I'm behind. I want to know if Harry really did 30 push-ups.
He's in here.
Does anybody know if Harry really did 30 push-ups?
That
is the question.
I see him in the chat.
He's still there. Harry, did you do 30 push-ups? Rita is on Facebook and wants to know, do I do all of my listings myself? So of those 3,000, I would say 2,800 are me. My husband will occasionally help list, but I would say probably less than 100 of those listings are his. And I've started paying my niece to list, so probably another couple hundred are hers, but that's a brand new thing in the last 2 weeks because I did want to kick it up a notch. But the majority are done by me. And my husband ships on the days that I work. So like Wednesday, Thursday, the next 2 days, I work 12-hour shifts. He does all of the shipping. Crosshouse Sift and Thrift wants to know, do any of you promote items on eBay, Mercari, or Posh?
I'm strictly eBay.
So do you promote?
I do promote. I've actually, after watching you and talking to you, I've been promoting everything. I list things a little bit high, and I run constant sales. I run a two-day sale, and I'll let it get down to the price where I'll accept. And my sales have been doing pretty good for me, you know, for doing it part-time.
Yeah, I do promoted listings. So typically I won't promote something out of the gate especially like maybe in like the media video game category, which is one I like to try to focus on when possible. Or even like very in-demand household goods, stuff like that. I won't promote initially, but after about 30 days, if it hasn't sold, it's getting promoted. And typically also utilizing like a marketing campaign where I'm dropping everything that's 30 to, what would that be, 89 days by 5%, anything that's 90 plus, 10%. Like right now, I have a sale going on with that same staggering. And I'd say about 1,500 items are on sale right now, I think is kind of what I did. So I kind of use those in conjunction. And then I guess the third thing I do is, I send out bulk offers. So as opposed to what I initially did and send them out all individually on my phone and end up with carpal tunnel. I learned how you just send 5% offers to everybody. And that way, kind of gets back out in their face. But yeah, that's kind of like my multi-pronged approach to trying to market to people.
I really don't promote anything. I very rarely run a sale. It might be, I think my last sale was Memorial Day, and I'll probably run one July 4th. I used to do like a 3-day sale over a weekend. And then I actually have not really been selling on Mercari and Poshmark hardly at all, but I send offers constantly. Like I'm on my phone probably 24/7. And when one pops up, I'm usually shooting that person an offer. So I keep them down pretty fast, but I don't really promote anything. Golf clubs in the promotion.
You do on Poshmark?
I was on Poshmark and I didn't make any sales.
Oh,
Stop.
I need to get off of Poshmark.
Yeah.
I promote everything in my store just because I'm OCD and hate seeing like you have X amount of listings to promote. I don't want to see it on my phone. That's like a nurse thing and like a checkoff thing. That's how they get me on best offer too. So best offer is on all my listings. Promoted is on all my listings. I need to think about what Dustin's doing and like do a tiered sale for how long I've had it. I know several people who do that, and I might kind of switch over to that at some point to move some of the older. But right now I do 3-day sales and I mark up a little bit to run those sales. And then Mercari and Poshmark, once it's listed, I don't do anything. I have an app to share on Poshmark and I haven't even used it in 30 days. So once my listings are on Mercari or Poshmark, they either sell or they don't sell. Harry, if you're still here not doing push-ups, I'm showing you the teacup. I went and got it. So this is the teacup. And they have sold for $65 for one. So I have 12. I'm very happy with this.
Yeah, that's insane.
With this pickup today. Very happy. I see all the different sizes. Pammy wants to know, I picked up a Highmark vase for $1. I thought, I think I've sold like one Highmark. I'm not super familiar with that. Jocelyn might pick up some, but I'm not super familiar with Highmark. I think I've had one. Paul. And this is a debate, and I knew this, but none of us on the panel, we all use hats. There are people that will use poly mailers and bubble mailers for hats. I just feel like it will get to my customers safer in a box. So that's why, I mean, you could ruin a $20 or $30 hat when you could have used a 40-cent box. Paul, just saying.
Yeah, any type of hat can't take a hit from like another box. Like one.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let
Even
me
this
give
hat.
Marsha her super chat real quick.
Super chat.
Her super chat. Give her Dolphin for her super chat. She says to get something fun for Dolphin. Oh my gosh. I started the night spilling. You guys don't know. I spilled a whole cup of Sprite on myself, so I'm all sticky, and now I can't talk. Marsha, I think I'm going to work on our video. So Marsha came and helped me. Well, she came and met me when I picked up a auction haul a little south of me in Florida, and then we went thrifting together. So I have some coverage of me and Marsha, who is Red Cardinal Treasures, that I'm like, this is the first time ever. I think I have like 4 or 5 videos to edit, which is nice. I normally am like making it the day before, so that is really nice.
That's a good question.
So Tommy says a 7x7x7 for a flat brim single wall saves a half an ounce, which could be $1 a shipment.
Huh.
I like that.
Save a little bit of money. Hi, Larry. Cynthia wants to know, does anyone know someone who sells boxes? Where do you guys get your boxes?
I get mine. I basically, a lot of times I go to a lot of YouTubers affiliate links to get mine. So Fingerhut a lot of the time.
Yeah, mainly off eBay. I mean, Supply Hut, just basically whoever has, the lowest rate.
Yeah, the only boxes that I actually buy is the one I just showed, and that's off of eBay, 8x6x4s. And if I'm using bubble wrap, I do go to Bubble Boy, and I use.
Oh, I need to draw my bubble wrap link. I'm getting it right now. So I'm getting it.
I don't have it ready, Cat. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Bubble wrap at a really great rate.
You can get bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy with my link, and it comes in 2 days. I just actually ran out again, and had to order 4 big rolls of little and 4 big. I have 1 roll of little left and no big bubble wrap. I keep doing it, but they've got me spoiled because I know it'll come in 2 days. Okay, here's the bubble wrap link. So I will get the eBay free boxes, and then I use Supply Hut as well. And I think we talked about last week or the week before, Supply Hut gets Uline boxes, but Supply Hut is cheaper than Uline. I was going to go straight to Uline, and Supply Hut must buy so many that their price on I normally get, I think 200 or 250 boxes, and it's cheaper through Supply Hut than it is Uline. Dagny's telling me, yeah, make videos of you listing there. Then people watch us listing, and we'll get YouTube and eBay done. Yeah, Harry, why have you not gone viral, my friend? I don't have. Harry's probably mad at me because I don't have the dummy. But Harry, look, every time I hide my camera, you see me and the dummy you gave me on the screen, and I have not change that. If you guys don't know, this picture of me is me and Sir Andrew, which is a Paul McCartney, what are they called? Ventriloquist doll that Harry Humstone sent me. And Harry should totally look. This is what Harry does. This is how Harry does YouTube, and this is why I love Harry. He has a couple of beers. He talks about collecting cool antique and vintage collectibles, and then 40 people come in and laugh at him, and he calls us all the wrong name. Carlton says YouTube promises to monetize him as soon as he stops making videos. The Rusty Cornerstone wants to know, on Buy It Now, is there a good day or time of the week to send offers to your buyers?
Wrong person to ask for that question.
I like your honesty.
So as far as sending out offers, I mean, honestly, anytime in the afternoon, evening is kind of how I'm looking at it. So, and again, I just do bulk offers. I might take a few things out whenever, I'm doing it where I don't want to give an offer. Say I just listed like a GameCube game I know I'm going to get $100 for in 2 weeks. I'm not, just going to give $5 away on that. So I might uncheck that one or whatever. But yeah, overall, I'm just sending out offers at a flat, small discount just to try and get attention.
I do it like right when I see it. So if I see it, at a whatever, when it pops up, I send the offer. But what Tracy just said, they're good for 48 hours. Because I said that a couple like 2 days ago, and those things just sold. So it's not bad. But I do it when it's fresh in their brain. They're like, "Oh, I like that," and I'm like, "You should buy it at this discounted price."
And that is why he is my co-host. I do the same thing. Julian and I are very, very similar in a lot of things, but we're completely opposite on others, which is another reason why he's my co-host. So you guys get different. Yeah,
because I'm not picking up that teapot thing that you just did. I would have left that thing behind. Missed out on $2,000.
No, Julian, you picked up a teacup and sold one.
I did one.
It's like I did.
$20 on it.
So I send mine immediately. I have like kind of the same line of thinking, but I will like Dustin saying, if I like have been busy for like 3 or 4 hours, so there's like 4 or 5 of them, I'll go to the computer and do them bulk instead of like one by one. But if I just happen to be looking at the eBay app and one pops up, I'll go ahead and just send it when I see it. Pam, you're very welcome. I am very happy to help. Athena, I'm glad you're processing payrolls. Do not let me forget. If you're on Facebook, send me a message now to remind me to contact you about those CarQuest parts, so I do not forget. There are now 304 people watching. I don't know how many thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, or if you want to hit the thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Yes, look, see, I have like this gang of resellers that will ship me things, which does not help my death pile. So I can buy things in Houston. Get them. Sandra P picked up stuff for me from Houston before and shipped it to me. That's what happens if I see an auction doesn't ship. I just post on Instagram, or I'm like, who lives in this state? And I find somebody. They'll go pick it up. Aunt B. Calfee wants to know, do you buy and sell vintage clothing?
I have not. I just don't know enough about it, so I've never even looked into it.
Yeah, I do. As just kind of part of the mix of things that I'll pick. Like actually today I sold a 80s Journey tour t-shirt, single stitch. So, you know, whenever I see like band t-shirts or something like that, I'll go after them. Or older hats. Like we just listed a couple Rangers hats, for instance, that have like the older style logo on it. So, yeah.
Can I retract my answer?
I was going to say, Richard, I've seen you sell vintage jackets before.
Well, I've sold. Well, I thought vintage meaning like.
You're thinking like antique. We mean vintage.
Yeah, vintage. Yeah, t-shirts, hats. Yes, jackets. Yes.
Yes. Levi's. Yes. That's about it. That's all I know. I don't know much.
Yeah, same thing. Like, I pick up the destination t-shirts. Those have done really well for me, like the Harley Bike Week, because I'm in Florida, so I come across those. And when I was up in Ohio, I found a bunch of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, called Tipsy Turtle Bar. Yeah, and those have like amazing comps for those. So like destination bar shirts that have cool graphics, the Harley shirts. Everybody loves the not naked ladies, but close to naked ladies on a t-shirt. It will sell. I don't care how faded it is. And if it has holes, I've still sold them for $30 if you've got good graphics.
Just saw it broke in.
I put distressed. It's distressed and it's sold and they're happy with it. So that's all that matters. Cynthia, you should, and I believe you have to be above standard on eBay. And there should be a button that ask you to promote the listing. They kind of put it in your face if you're eligible. So
yeah, they do.
You should see it. Now, if you're below standard on eBay, they will not allow you to promote. So if you're not seeing it, I would look at your stats and make sure that you are not. I did not see eBay thrifters that bought an entire estate. Did any of you guys see it? I have not seen that.
No.
Dave thought you were wearing a Detroit Lions hat.
No, that's a dolphin.
That's a mahi dolphin.
Mahi dolphin. The ones you eat.
I need to go fishing for them again. The last time I went fishing was deep sea fishing for those fish on Julian's head.
Dad, did you make him wear that hat because he's the co-host?
And it's a dolphin. You know, that's the fastest growing fish.
That's a different kind of dolphin.
It is
my kind of dolphin, I don't want people to be eating. That kind of dolphin is good to eat. They're different dolphins.
Don't eat mammals. Weird.
Magpie wants to know, do you use eBay's suggested rate for promotions or do you pick your own rate for everything?
I pick my own rate. I always look up comps and I see what's sold and go from there. If I can't find one that's sold, I'll try to do a little bit more research and then I'll usually listen a little bit higher. And then if I'm not getting any watches, I'll tend to bring it down a little bit.
Richard, they didn't ask about the price. They asked about promoted. I love you. I pick on him. I did this in person to him too. We just met in person. I give him a hard time in person. For your percent of how much you promote. What percent do you pick?
I pretty much promote everything now.
But at what percent? At the trending rate, or do you do more or less?
I do the trending rate, unless it's something I need to get rid of right away, like it has an expiration date.
Yeah, because you do the retail arbitrage. So,
do I have an echo?
No.
Okay, I'm hearing an echo on my side.
I hear an echo.
So I'm the problem. Let me turn my volume down.
Well, I was going to say I could go out and come back in.
No. If you're hearing an echo, it's the other person. Tommy taught me that.
It's good to know.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so you're using trending unless something's expiring, right, Richard?
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I guess with the promoted listing rate, at least the suggestions I see on a lot of my listings seem insanely high. So like I'll see like 7-8%, and I'm like, well, I'm already paying 13% in fees. I'm not wanting to pay 8%. So typically I'm hovering around that 1 to 2% that I'm going to put the promoted listings out for. At some point, it's eventually going to sell if I did my job right on the buying end. I just figure, I know like Lonnie from Shed Flips mentioned that he likes to do 1% for everything. So he knows that like he's going to probably be above the people that did nothing. And so my thought process is a lot of people are probably thinking that. So usually I'll do around 2% to try and be above those guys. And and that's about it. I just don't think I could do the trending rate. And
what I'm going to say is going to kill him.
Oh, yeah. I don't promote, but if I did, it would be trending or it would even be higher because I'm either promoting it because I want to get rid of it faster. But I don't really promote a lot. But if I did, it would be trending or higher to get it gone. Because
I do trending plus 3% on everything. And my thought, and I was just talking, I think it was Michelle today. I was talking with somebody today on Instagram about this. And here is my thought process on that. With having 3,000 listing, my buy cost on almost everything is about 10%. So I have 90% markup. And if spending an extra, and they don't always sell promoted, even though they all are promoted, they're not all going to sell promoted. Mine's about a 50-50 split, but I would rather pay that. And now I do cap it at 11%. That's it. Like I'm not gonna, because some like jewelry, I don't do video games, which tend to be higher, like trending promoted because there's so many. I cap it out at 11. So if it, and I used to do a flat 10%, but then I saw a lot of the stuff that I was promoting, like the average was only like 3%. So by that, if I'm doing trending plus 3, I'm promoting at 6%, where before I was promoting at 10%. So that's just my thought process behind it, is that I'm okay paying an extra, 5 to 10% if I get an extra $500 in sales a week or whatever, because I'm only like, I buy 75% of my stuff for $1 from auction lots. I'm not like, I don't just triple, like I'm 5 timesing and 10 timesing my money when I sell. So that is my thought process behind that. Mike, I love road trips too, but what do I need picked and shipped? Are you volunteering to work? Is that what I'm hearing?
Travel around the world.
My next road trip is going to be to Pennsylvania in September to hang out with my good friend Jocelyn, the crazy lamp lady, Dagny, Flying Pig Thrifts, who was chatting earlier, and Flippin' Fiasco. And I might go see Harry Humstone, because why not? Maybe I'll come to a 2-drink minimum in Harry's basement if his wife doesn't kill me. Carol, I don't know if Poshmark's stopping the sharing. I think I kind of heard that through the grapevine, but I am about over Poshmark. And here's funny, as I'm scrolling, the next question. Why do I need to? Because I might get 2 to 5 sales off of Poshmark a week. And I just think like my mom's the one who cross posts for me. So I feel like my mom's time could be better spent probably doing something else versus sharing, 50 items to Poshmark a day when I'm only selling 0 to 1. It better be a joke, Paul. It better be a joke.
I'm going to order a hat from him and see how it comes.
Go shopping in Paul's store. Tracy says they're adding bulk sharing, but it isn't really bulk and it's very misleading. Yes, and NGA, yeah, buyer's perception is reality when it comes to shipping. Like, how do they, send it? And I think how it looks like you don't want it to come looking all crappy. Cynthia's asking how she sends a super chat, and I believe further down, I believe she figured it out because I believe I have it. So I am coming. I have not named the dolphin, guys. There were too many good names. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe the person who sends the super chat can name the dolphin for that time. I don't know. Alice wants to know, do any of us do live auctions? And I'm going to assume she means like YouTube, or Instagram, do we auction off our items? I believe that's what she's asking.
I don't do it personally. I have been on somebody else's channel to do like a live auction, but I would probably never do that again.
No, I don't do that.
I don't do it, but I really do enjoy Tim's over the years. I watch him like every Monday.
Yes, Tim has.
Yes.
I don't watch it because my internet is too slow. I cannot win anything. So I come in and say hi and drop Tim a super chat and run whenever I have time because I see stuff I want and then I can't have it.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry did the push-ups. There's a video. Okay. I'm going to have to watch that video after we are done being live of Harry doing 30 push-ups because I have to see it. Yay, American Bubble Boy really is like amazing. I was if you guys were watching me, I was promoting them before I had an affiliate link. I really do love the company. They come fast. It's good bubble wrap. And yeah. Mom, hold on. Oh, I just got to my bubble wrap link to let you guys know how far behind I am in the chat. See, Tommy, are you guys on live after us tonight? I don't know if I saw a thing. Thank you very much, Vintage Vagabond. Yes, Yvonne saying, please follow them, guys. Yvonne is dropping links. Thank you so much, Yvonne, Thrifty Rich. Oh, maybe Cynthia, there should be a little like $ thing beside the chat thing. Tabitha sent a $5 super chat with no message and no question, but I'm going to give her a dolphin.
Super chat.
The chat is jumping all over the place. Tracy says she picked up a G.I. Joe from 1964 with the wooden footlocker full of clothes and accessories and a training tower. Would it be better to put it up for auction or just price it high?
I have never done an auction, so I can't even answer that.
In that circumstance, if I was to take in something like that, it really just depends. Is there an exact comp, or is there exact comps for piecing it out, or is a lot? If there are, then I'm definitely going to gravitate towards the buy it now. The only time I'm really using auctions are when I kind of need the market to determine the value for me because I don't have any comparisons. So I'm going to throw it out there. I really don't like dealing with auctions because you do get a lot of no pays, and it just comes with the territory. In 2021 eBay, it's not like it used to be where people actually paid for their auctions. So that's kind of why I'm kind of wary of them. Well, with Buy It Nows, almost everybody pays. Occasionally you get a cancellation, but it's just a quick relist. So that's my ramble on that.
Yeah, I'm going to go actually with your ramble and say I would probably, because I don't really know if that's like, G.I. Joe, I know they're in demand or whatever, but I would really look for, the buy it now. Then, do you want to piece it out? Do you want to keep it all together? I mean, I would really have to do my homework on that because if it's very valuable, that's where I would gravitate as much as the more money I could get, I would do it. If I could piece it out and get more money, then I would do that. If I'm selling it as a whole lot, then I'd have to see if there's any sold comps or auction. So really depends.
I would echo Julian. I haven't had G.I. Joe stuff, but I had vintage like 1960 Barbie stuff. And I honestly, like, I'm not going to lie, I don't know the stuff. I didn't feel like looking it up and comping it. So I got it pretty cheap. I started it at like $199. So I started it high, and I figured if I got one bid, I would be happy. And if I got more, that would be better. And I threw it up on auction. I think I did only get one bid for $199, but I only paid $50. So if you did go the auction route, I wouldn't do like a 99-cent starting. I would do the lowest you were willing to take for it as a starting price. But if you have the time to separate it out, I know some of those G.I. Joe, like the guns, sell for like $30 by themselves. So depending on what you have in that like Foot Locker of clothes, you might be better off. If you can identify each set of clothes and could get $20 to $30 for each outfit, then I would probably do that if I had the time. R10 Roof, do you stick to what you know, or do you like to step out of your comfort zone and try selling new and different items?
I like to go out and try new things. It just helps me grow as a reseller. And one of the reasons I got into reselling was just to learn a lot of knowledge about stuff. And yeah, I don't have a problem with buying something that I'm unfamiliar with and taking a gamble on it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Richard on that as well. I mentioned it to a few people in the comments, or people of my channel, or people that have reached out to me on Instagram before. And I feel like resale, and probably a lot of things in life, honestly, the more you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone and the more uncomfortable you are with things. And I'm not talking about like ethical dilemmas or anything like that, but yeah, exactly. Pick up something that you're not into. Early bird a sale, even though it makes you uncomfortable. Haggle at that yard sale and get that $5 item for $3.25. Yeah. But those are the kind of things, if you're taking those actions over and over again, it does kind of start to become second nature. People ask me how I feel recording at yard sales, and I don't even remember I have the camera on half the time, which is probably why you can't see half the stuff I'm actually looking at because the camera's over here. But yeah, the more you're willing to be uncomfortable in this business, I think the more success you're going to have. I
agree. I can't say any better.
And if you guys watch me at all, I sell everything. There's nothing that I will not sell. So if there's a profit, I will sell it, as long as it's legal. Margaret said, thanks for taking my question. And how do you guys see yourself reselling, or how long do you see yourself reselling? Any 5-year plans that you would like to share?
I don't have a 5-year plan. I do it part-time. I do have probably a 2-year plan. Plan on keep doing it unless things change with the reselling market, and I'll go from there.
Yeah, I guess when it comes to 5 years out, I don't know if it's necessarily set in stone kind of what my time frame is, but I know my channel is called Pro Picker. I kind of look at the picking aspect as just like part of the job of running my business. So I guess I'm looking at trying to craft my resale business into an actual business. I want to get an offsite premises. I want to go into the mess of hiring an employee, or maybe another, multiple, not a huge staff or anything like that, but even to the point to where the business itself might be able to manage itself outside of my picking and, content creation, of course. So kind of looking at getting into that direction. Short-term goals right now are kind of the big things I'm looking at. Again, getting that offsite premises so I can have the house back, and my wife and I can have our sanity again, because there's stuff everywhere. I mean, honestly, having a 6-figure gross Q4, those kind of stepping stones to eventually turn this into a business that's shooting off six figures or whatever on a consistent basis.
Yeah, mine would be definitely off-site, but everything's off-site. Like I'm off-site now because I have a storage unit. I want like something that I can actually go to and make this, because I work all the time now. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm always doing stuff because I'm at home and it's here. I would like where I could go off-site and actually work for 10, 12 hours or do whatever I have to do, and then come home and separate that. And that would be, but I'm still going to be doing this 5 years. If something happens, I'll just shift to whatever it is that's going on. It's, you know, I'm a one-man band right now on this thing, and I plan to stay that way. I really don't want to hire anybody. I had I watched my dad do a business before, and hiring people, it's rough. It's definitely has its challenges. It also has its you know, good things about it too. But I don't really need that right now. Maybe if I get real big, but that's not anywhere in the 5-year plan. I just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, my numbers are doing good, but definitely off-site. The whole thing is a big goal.
I will probably resell for all of my life. I love reselling. Like, I love the treasure hunt of it. I love finding things and flipping them. I've been doing it since the 7th grade. Probably I used to buy candy at Sam's and resell it in middle school. I love buying and reselling. So I probably will be doing it for a long time. As far as 5-year, I would like to be full-time reselling. I have my niece working for me now. I don't know how long that will last. It is working out well, but whether she likes it enough to stay, I don't know. I found like my mom cross posts. So I have like, I'm paying people, but they're my family. And I tried to hire outside of my family and it went horribly. It was a disaster. I had 4 people come. I started training them to list and they never came back, all 4 of them. And I said, okay, I'm done trying. So my mom actually approached me about hiring my niece. That wasn't me looking for it because I had kind of given up on finding somebody to help me list. But like Dustin said, I would love, and if my niece likes it enough, I could see my niece doing it. My mom is not the best at listing. That's why I moved her to cross posting, because her pictures are not the greatest. But I would like to have somebody that could run it where I could leave for a week, or, you know, me and my husband and the baby and my business still go on. So like Dustin's, like that would be the ultimate goal, to pick and make content. Like those are my 2 favorite things, and have somebody to list, have somebody to ship. But that, like, that's a big healthy goal, and that's a lot of letting go of control, which is hard, at least for me to do, because I want my listings to look good like I want them to, and like titles and keywords. Like my niece just makes drafts. I go back and change the titles and I price them and comp them. So that would take, I feel like, at least a couple of years with the same person to get it to where they would run it, you know, similarly to what I would. But I would love to be able to go and not worry about it and not have to put it on vacation mode, you know, and have everything still run. Liz wants to know, is anybody going to the October gathering?
I don't even know what the October gathering is.
I believe October is the one in South Carolina that Dante is putting on, Prison to Profit, I believe.
Okay. I have no plans, not yet.
I just don't know if I would ever have time to break away from the business so close to Q4, honestly.
I'm in South Carolina, so I don't know where that is. Like, what part of South Carolina? But
it's on his channel. He posted something about it on his channel.
Is it Columbia, Spartanburg, or Greenville?
I don't know. I am not going to be able to, because, as everybody knows, I took a week off earlier this month to go to Cincinnati for the reseller rally. And I also am taking the week off in September to go see Jocelyn and Dale and Dagny. So I'm already out of PTO. So my time I'm taking off from nursing is not paid right now because I have not wanted to go to work. So whenever I have a day of time, I just take a day off. So I cannot, I don't think work will allow me to take another week off. So I will not be there. I don't know if Thrift Daddy did that on purpose, saying the hearse flipper. Maybe Thrift Daddy's drinking a little bit right now, but he's asking if I would be willing to do a drinking show with Tommy and Harry in Delaware. Probably not, because my husband and 3-year-old will be with me. So, however, I probably will do a repeat. Everybody loved it because I try to be professional. You guys see some of my little more personality on the live shows, but try to be more professional and like educating on my channel. But I probably will go live drinking on New Year's Eve again. Everybody seemed to like that. I spilled drinks all over myself. I had a good time. I typically only drink a couple times a year, so that will probably be my only live drinking, will be on. And then I went on Tommy's channel after I was on my channel drinking. And if you guys didn't watch this, this was New Year's Eve last year. And then I went to go to the bathroom, turned my camera off, and my husband came and turned it on and scared the living daylights out of Tommy and the whole chat. They thought they had been hacked because my husband is not very commonly seen, so nobody knew who the heck he was. And it scared the living daylights out of everybody. I'm assuming that is probably still up on Tommy's channel, but my husband scared them on New Year's Eve. Sandy wants to know the benefits of promoted listing. It basically, I'll just answer this real quick. It bumps your listings up to the top. You're paying to get bumped. And it's not bumped every time because obviously everybody that promotes can't be there. Prairie Girl, did I miss a super chat from you? Did I miss a super chat, anybody? I found it.
Yep.
Let me give you your dolphin. Found
Super chat.
Thank you, Prairie Girl. I'm sorry I missed it. I'm trying to keep up, guys. It's the chat. I'm sure you guys are seeing, but it goes pretty fast. And I'm the only one that can click on the questions. They can read it, but I'm the only one. So I'm trying to keep up with the questions. Trying.
It's tough. It's going pretty quick.
It is going. We have 320 people in here. So I'm trying my best. I see a lot of Poshmark. Tommy, leave Harry alone.
That was a pretty funny comment.
Poor Harry alone. Poor Harry. Now it just skips. See, then it does that. I get caught up and then it skips. Here. Anne wants to know, how can you approach estate sale people if you can buy their leftovers, and how I don't know if you're saying like how much like dollar value is appropriate. That's how I would take that. So, and I see, oh, hi, Kayla. I see, hey, Kayla, and then I didn't see Kayla though. So, hi, Kayla.
Well, one thing I can say is a lot of times when I do the high bid, they're basically their estate sales. They're just basically doing them a high bid. And they do have a lot of items that are left over that are not bid on. And a lot of times they'll just give them to you. All you got to do is ask. Just to let them know that you're a reseller. And they're more than likely just give you the items. Because when it's an estate sale and they're doing it on high bid, they need to get rid of the stuff out of the house because the next thing that goes up on auction is the house. That's what I found.
Yeah, I wouldn't be paying much. Like Richard said, you could probably, like I used to do flea markets. One of the flea markets I went to was a lot of people, and they just cleaned out houses. And their whole business model was, they charged to clean out the house. Then they took the stuff, went to the flea market and kind of double dipped because, they had nothing in the stuff. So, if you're approaching to try and buy, estate sales typically run like 2 or 3 days here in our area, at least. That's 2 or 3 days of tons of people walking through and not buying it. So, the markets kind of dictated that what they were charging wasn't reasonable. So I wouldn't be paying much, but honestly, like Richard said, just try and carry it out the door. Be like, hey, I'll get rid of it for you.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, we definitely would be paying a lot, and I think at that point, you would be helping them out really to get it out and clean it out. They should be paying you. because it's gonna be a lot of work. Because I just bought that big attic lot for like $60. That was a lot of work. That was
Your add-on, yeah.
Jeez, it was an add-on. It was a lot of work. They should have paid me. I wanted my refund.
I like the only time I've done that is like if I see a bunch of the same kind of thing. So I haven't bought out like the whole estate, but if I see like there were like perfumes and I wanted to buy out basically like the health and beauty stuff in the bathroom, I gave them my number and told them if they wanted to make a deal on it, like Sunday afternoon when it ended, to call me, and they do. But I will tell you, some estate sales, like I also tried to buy over $1,000 of makeup from one 2 months ago. I offered them 60% of what they were asking, and they turned me down the last 30 minutes of the sale, and the family said no. So I think it probably, like, your response might depend on that company. I have had people tell me no, they wouldn't take that low because they would rather donate it and get a tax donation write-off. So if you're talking about like the family might want that, donation. I know a lot of the estate sales in my area donate it. They have like certain thrift stores that they use that come and pick up everything that is not sold the last day. But the couple of times I went, like I got like 3 totes of Christmas stuff for $5. So some of them will work with you. I would just say approach them and ask them. That's all you can do. If you want to be brave enough to get it, like they're saying, almost like they should pay you, to clear it out. But some of them might want a donation, like receipt for a write-off. That's the only hindrance I could see possibly happening. Anytime Picker Roman has a question for Dustin. What is a good area in Columbus for garage sales? He plans on going there to hit some garage sales while he's there.
So when it comes to that, I tend to kind of gravitate towards higher end suburbs. I find have kind of those household goods and the combination of video games that I'm kind of by default looking for. Of course, things in different categories that come up, I'll buy. But so I would say Hilliard, Grove City, which are on kind of two opposite ends of 270 there, the outer belt. I'd also suggest checking out the South Drive-In flea market. It's a dust bowl, so don't wear your Sunday finest there. But you've got a ton of vendors there. It starts early, so you could even go there and then go yard sailing. I mean, you could get there at 5 and vendors are starting to set up. And stay till 8 or 9 and then go hit the yard sales on South High Street. So I don't know, pretty good starting point, I think, there at least. If you see anything in Clintonville, they're fancy, so they probably have some good stuff too.
R10 Roof, do any of you have vendor booths, stores, or other selling outlets besides online? And how many outlets do you recommend?
I currently don't, but I have looked into getting an antique booth. I just have not pulled the trigger on that yet.
I used to have a flea list set up, and that's what they actually called it there, at another flea market actually in Columbus. And it got to the point where I had like 8 or 9 booths, just kind of think like, I don't know, I guess they were big like lockers without the doors or whatever, and with the display cases, they're like 8 feet tall or whatever. And then some of them were shelves where people could shop directly off of them. I personally found that the rent was really hard to crack. So you would have all this merchandise, and we're talking about not typically the stuff that you would eBay, more like, I'd have health and beauty, or I'd order stuff from China and load that up and, just stack it deep, sell it cheap kind of business model. Yeah, I think the rent's is really tough. Typically, those places charge a commission too, and a credit card processing fee. I think, honestly, a lot of people complain about eBay as a platform, and even myself, occasionally I do. But it's a pretty good deal if you really think about what you're getting for your 13% in fees, access to millions of buyers, the ability to sell 24/7, and, have them handle things like the sales tax and all that stuff. I mean, it's a good deal compared to those kind of rents when it comes to I guess I haven't done antique booths, but vendor booths.
Yeah, and that's where I think that I would look into one, but the rent was super high. Then they took a commission on top of what you sold. So I was like, man, I will have to put some good stuff in there with like more bulky stuff, and I don't really know that. So no, I only sell online, and I think eBay's not too bad. I mean, that their platform's pretty good for only 13%. So I really want to say it was like 10% or 15% that they were going to take commission, and then you still paid rent. I was like, I can't generate that much money in that booth. Well, I'm sure I could if I put the right stuff in it, but so no. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've looked into the antique booths just to maybe do like furniture or larger pieces, but the only two that are within an hour from me don't have any booths. They have like over 50 people waiting. So I didn't even ask how much the booth rent was, which would probably be a deterrent for me. As I've had people suggest the flea market, because if you guys watch me, you know, I give away a lot of stuff because I buy so many box lots of stuff that's not worth my time. I have people come and pick it up and haul it away by the truckload. I don't want to spend my Saturday and Sunday sitting at a flea market. I just don't have that time. I would rather be outsourcing or be spending time with my family and doing what I want. I don't want to be tied down to the flea market, which would probably be lower end items I would bring because my higher end stuff is going to go on eBay. So I like my only outlet, and I tried selling locally on Facebook Marketplace. I know Julian does it, but in my area, the no-show rate is extremely high, and I'm in the country, so I have to drive quite a ways for somebody not to show up, and that's just a complete waste of my time. So I don't do any local selling. I don't have time to deal with people not showing up or rescheduling over and over. So my only outlet is online. But I do sell on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and Facebook Marketplace. Poshmark is teetering on the brink of extinction in my house. And I have to highlight this. Just because Renee said she was getting in the pits and pans aisle, I just had to highlight that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pits and pans
Pits
reminds her of Kayla. I know she means pots, but you know. Trying to make sure. And if I missed a question from you guys up higher, definitely let me know. Yeah, I'd like that. That I think is like the ultimate. I've heard like 2 or 3 people ever say they love listing. I am not one of them. If I could pick all day, give it to somebody and just keep on picking, I would be very, very happy.
Or depends on what you're listing. I like listing golf clubs. I can run through a lot and it makes you feel like you did a lot that day. But this stuff I'm listing now where you have to like research it, then list it, that takes way too long. Way too long.
Thai Girl in America wants to know, how can you avoid scammers on eBay? It seems like when I sell a big item with big shipping costs, I have half the people say the item is defective and request a refund.
I don't know. I've not had to deal with that quite a bit. I've only had a couple scammers, but no, I don't even know how to answer that.
I'd be interested to kind of know what category or niche that you're focused on in there. Like in general, if I'm selling like dead stock household goods like Conair stuff or whatever, you know, new wave ovens and stuff like that, I'm not really getting that kind of issue. Then, you know, occasionally you'll get like the person that wants that partial refund and they'll, you know, mention it's defective. I mean, I'm going to ask for pictures at this point. You know, I've gotten a little more strict about that. I'm like, hey, I'm going to have to see some pictures because I'm going to have to file a claim, be it with, you know, UPS, USPS. I don't do much FedEx anymore. And yeah, that's essentially, I'm always going to ask for photographic proof. Sometimes it's really, they're really not scamming you either. I mean, UPS especially will churn through a lot of packages. I mean, you can pack something pretty well and think it's good to go, and it's not going to survive somebody chucking it onto a porch. So, I mean, you know, if they send you those pictures, just file the damage claim and move on. By default, I think most people aren't scamming, even though when it happens, I might have other words to say about it. But, you know.
She said the categories are printers, electronics, and sewing machines.
So I know like electronics. Yeah, thank you. I know electronics, for instance, especially like if you're getting into like phones or tablets and stuff like that. I've never really dabbled in that personally myself, but I've read enough about it on Reddit, so that makes me an expert, right? But no, I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of people say that they've had issues, and that's kind of been a problematic area. I do lightly sell sewing machines. Haven't personally had a lot of issues with that, but it is eBay. Even if you say no returns, you're going to have to accept returns if you get an item not as described, or if you get an item not received, which isn't the issue here. But it's just something that you're going to have to factor in. You may want to shift away from what you're selling if you don't have the volume or the finances to absorb that cost right now. And then when you're selling more stuff and you have a higher sell-through rate and cash flow to buffer you, maybe go back to those categories and start taking on the riskier things to list. That might be my advice on it.
That's like extremely well. So I was gonna say if you're trying to, like, in the beginning, I was actually doing like combo units a lot, and one return from a combo unit would like destroy my world. Because the shipping's expensive, the combo unit was expensive, there's a lot of money lost. So I went away from them like real quick. I was like, I can't get in these returns. And I think most of that was actually the way I was packing them. I think they were taking damage. Because when I got them back, they had a lot of damage. So I shifted away from that. And then when the cash flow started coming in a little bit, and I'm selling a lot more things, and that return doesn't really hurt me, then I went back into combo units, VCRs, and I have like a gigantic mixer back there. It's worth like $200. I'll ship that. But I stayed away from all the electronics and big stuff in the beginning because they would really hurt. I mean, I do this full time. It would be detrimental for like my entire week.
Yeah. And from what I've heard from other people, I have not had it happen a lot, but like Dustin said, I either ask for pictures, or sometimes you will get the people that are fishing for partial returns, and I tell them I don't do partial returns. If they're not happy with it, to send it back and I'll give them a full return, and that will shut up the person that's fishing for a partial return, because most time they really don't want to send that item back to you. So I think having a no partial refund, unless it's your fault, if it's something that's your fault that you neglected to describe, or you have photos of damage and they're willing, like I had something. One item got damaged in shipping, and they showed me, they proved it to me. So I refunded them like 33% of the cost. I was fine with that. I saw it. They were happy with it. But overall, and I think from what I've seen, a lot of it's new sellers. I don't know, Ty Girl, if you're a new seller, but I think the people that do that will target those with low feedback scores. They know like that's a newer seller. They feel like they can take advantage of them a little bit more. I don't know if Candace is in the chat. Candace got hit with 2 high dollar returns her first 2 sales. I felt horrible for her. But yeah, I would say no partial, when they're trying to get, and make them return it. And that might stop some of them. And like they said, don't do those higher dollar items if you can't take it. Like I kind of know in my head at any point, even if it's like my $300 wicker desk I sold, what if the shipping guy destroyed it? Like I would be out that $300. So that just goes along with business. It's almost like, theft in a retail store. It's something that you got to factor into your cost of doing business, unfortunately. Dee Dee wants to know, what do you do when someone begs, pretty please take my offer, or say they're on a fixed income? This usually scares me and I just decline.
Don't even respond back.
When I did door-to-door sales, I had a manager, and he would say whenever he heard that, he would say, well, that's sorry to hear that. My income's broken. So that was kind of his retort. I know, cheesy, right? But if the math works, take the offer. If the math doesn't work, don't take the offer. You got to kind of put that emotion out of it. Most things that you're selling on eBay aren't necessities. Occasionally they're quasi necessities, but most people can live without what you're selling. So it's not like you're really hurting anybody by withholding like a deal, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if the math worked out, I would probably probably still take it. And if I want to move it quickly, I would definitely take it. And if it's not any type of, I'm pretty soft when it comes to like clothing items. Like, man, I really want that shirt, and then I'll be like, okay, because usually I'm very cheap into like clothing items or shoes. But like a good golf club, if somebody hit me low, it's like pre-owned, I would be like, nah, that's not a necessity. You can go buy one at the thrift store for $3. So all depends on the item I'm selling, really.
I have very, very little sympathy for that. Like, I get the sob stories all the time that their child is sick and they really want this purse, and that they're on a fixed income so they can't get it for 3 weeks. And I have responded, and you guys can hate on me all you want, and told them that maybe they shouldn't be looking to purchase something right now if they can't afford food, which is what they have told me. You shouldn't be shopping online if you can't afford your groceries. I'm sorry, but like, you know, I'm a business, I'm making income. I'm not going to take less than I'm willing to accept for any reason. And just like, you know, they're saying they don't have enough money. Well, I need my money to pay my bills too. And you, like Dustin said, like, you've got to take the emotion out of it. I'm not like super mean about it, but the one that I told that to had come back with different sob stories 4 times. And I finally was like, you know, you don't have the money. I don't think now is the time to be shopping for this. And I did have it was a while ago now. I had a $350 hand painted ironing board, antique wood ironing board. She was on a fixed income. She told me she had to have it. She wanted me to hold it. I told her no. I said, I'd sent her an offer, and she's like, I can't pay it for another. It was like a month and a half. It wasn't even like a couple of weeks. And I told her, look, when you get the money and you have the money to pay me in your account, send me that offer and I'll accept it. You know, I sent you an offer for $300. I will accept it when you have the money to pay me. And she did. She ended up buying it. It was 2 months later. She bought it, you know, so I think if you're professional and nice about it and just tell them, you know, I have a cost into this. This is a business for me. I'm sorry, but I can't do that low, you know, and just be professional and leave it at that. Because I think a lot of people are like, they try and take advantage, and you don't know who you can trust and who's telling you, you know, a sob story to get something for cheap, or if they're really telling the truth. So yeah, Margaret wants to know, I'm going to assume she means outside of reselling, or if there are any hustles that we do that we would like to share. Oh, she did finish it and say outside of reselling, which is what I assumed.
Outside of reselling, no, I don't. Basically, it's part-time for me, so no.
So we have a small vending business, and in the sense of like, think the candy machines with like the, you know, 3 selections, gumballs, M&M's, Skittles. And of course, you know, started ramping that up right before the shutdown and everything. And so we are at a place where if I pulled out now and sold the route, that, you know, we would make some profit. And I think that's probably where we're going to go with it, just because between the reselling side, YouTube, I would consider that, I guess, a side hustle, even though I probably put close to full-time hours into this on top of full-time hours into reselling. We also do real estate. So recently we kind of did a fix and flip of the house we lived in, and then went ahead and bought an estate. That's the house that I'm actually in right now. Fixed it up. It was pretty much unlivable. And we've done pretty well with that. On top of that, just bought a rental that did a complete rehab on that as well. So I would love to do a real estate channel too if I had the time, because I could talk about that for as much as I talk about reselling, honestly. But
yeah, I would say the only other side hustle I do is YouTube, and that takes a lot of time. Like between reselling and YouTube and some fishing days, that's about all I do.
Mine's about the same. I would like to eventually do what Dustin's doing. Like I do have one rental, but my 22-year-old is living in it. So that is not, he pays rent when he wants to, which is not frequently enough. But where I'm at, there were before this whole real estate thing. And I'm sure it'll get back to that at some point. There were a lot of lower cost like houses that could use rehab. And there are no rentals in my area. Whenever I list my rental, I'll get like 50 applications in less than 24 hours. So I know the demand is here for rental properties. So at some point I would like to, and I actually thought, like Dustin was saying, but not necessarily real estate, but the whole flipping of it, like the fixing up and like rehabbing it, you know, and doing that. I think that would be cool. Dave from the USA is in the chat. Hello, my friend. He's back from the Bahamas. Dave like is on vacation more than he's at home. I feel like Dave is like always on vacation.
He's on vacation more than me, and that's
look.
tough.
See, Chris is asking if he's already heading out on his next vacation. Dave is always on vacation. I feel like I'm not on vacation enough.
I just saw he bought a lot of lawn chairs. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw in his
Dave
video. He bought
a
bunch of lawn chairs. I've been on a lawn chair buying streak myself, and my wife loves that.
I buy every single one I find.
Yeah,
and they're always $1. They're like $1.
They're always cheap.
$1. Okay, I had a bunch. I think all mine are sold out now. I sold all of mine that I had picked up, so I need to find some more. Aunt B wants to know, do you get a lot of offers from people offering half price for your item? Do you counter or decline?
For me, if I do best offers, I've been doing a lot lately is just not even putting best offer out there. But if I do best offer, I'll put a minimum in. And that's what I'm willing to accept. And so depends on how long it's been listed. If it's been listed recently, I'll wait a little bit. But if it's been listed for a while, I'll more than likely accept some of their offers.
It's really item dependent. So, I mean, obviously I'm not prone to accept a 50% off offer. However, depending on what it is, if it's something that I think I might sit on for a while, has a long tail or something like that, I may counter. I don't necessarily put or best offer on a lot of my listings anymore. I've been kind of experimenting with that fact. For a while, I was doing it on all of them. And then I started noticing that I was selling a lot of things at a greater discount than I really wanted to, just because, I'd get the offer in and I'd be like, well, a sale is a sale, and, do the math in my head. But if I'm the one reaching out to people, with my offers, I'm still more likely to have, people come by and pay full price sometimes too, than have an OBO, I guess. So to answer your question, I would counter sometimes. It's just item dependent.
Yeah, I would say, again, clothing. If they're hitting me like 50% of clothing, I'd probably counter on that. But if they're hitting me like at a $100 golf club for $50, I'm just going to go ahead and decline that and move on.
50% is kind of my cutoff, and 9 times out of 10, 50% off, I am going to decline. If they come in a little over 50, I will counter. I just had somebody that exhausted all 5 offers with me and I'll tell people a lot of times, I'm like, look, so it was something that was $24 on a sale. I said, my lowest is $20. They started at 14. I countered at the 20 and said, look, this is my lowest. They came back at 15. I'm like, I just told you. And I don't know why I kept doing it, but I did it. I let them exhaust all 5 offers. And then their last one was 18, and I knew it was their last offer, and I declined. I said, I told you, $20 was my bottom line on that. And they did it on 2 items actually, and they did not get either one. But that's where I might need to get over my OCD of seeing that I can add best offer and turn it off on some things, like Dustin's saying. Because when I'm sending offers, I really look at, I do the blanket 5%, but I'll look through that list. And if it's something that's been sitting here a really long time, I might make them a really good offer because I want it gone, so I might send them a very good offer just to get it out. Cause I have somebody looking at it. If it's been sitting here for a year, I am going to do it. But most of the time, half off, I typically will decline. Pennies to riches. I like Mercari. Sales are slow. So I think my mom is almost done. So I have close to 3,000 listings on Mercari, Poshmark, and Facebook. They are on all 4 platforms. And I rarely get one a day on Mercari. I feel like, just from what I've seen, that Mercari is more like video game, electronic, like more hip trending stuff. And I do a lot of like vintage collectible stuff. And toys, I feel like, on Mercari. So I think it depends on what you're selling, because I know a lot of people that hit it out of the park on Mercari, and Mercari is their main platform. But for me, I am basically getting like 1 sale, if that, a day off Mercari. So, and that's with 3,000 listings. So yeah. I hope they will give you your money back, Kraus House, Sift, and Thrift. I hate to hear that. I honestly don't know if anybody else can help with that. Texas Gal Treasures is in the house. Thank you, Margaret, for coming by. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, Stephanie from Kansas City. Yes, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Oh, pennies to riches. I will give you a dolphin for your super chat. Thank you so much.
Super chat.
Yes, no partial refunds, guys. I think that solves a lot of problems.
I think it does too. I used to do it in the beginning, and then I realized that it doesn't really work.
What people are doing.
Yep. And I was like, no, send it back. I want it.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'll ask for it back if it was my mistake in a listing or there was a problem with it. Just depends on the item. I might just do a full refund on it. But if it's something that they're looking like they want, like a partial refund, I'll be like, send it back.
Yeah, I'm very lenient if it's my fault. If it's my fault, I will be like,
yeah,
let's talk about it. If it's not my fault, I'm like, no, I want it back.
Liz says, I had an open return claim recently. eBay sent her a return label. I was not happy. I had sent the wrong item and made it right. I think it's automatic, but I feel like you don't get billed if they don't use it. Does anybody know if that's right? Like, I think it's an automatic thing with returns that they send them a label.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a couple returns, and they just never shipped it out. So I never got charged for it.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I don't think if they didn't use it, I don't think you're going to get charged for it, Liz.
Mm-mm.
I'm looking. Okay, guys, we're almost at 50 minutes, and we do our like quick fire thing, but we need questions for the last 10 minutes. We will answer questions really fast for 10 minutes, and then we'll be done. So if you have questions that you have saved, put them in now, because we need questions to answer fast. But we have 3 minutes of normal answering questions first.
Fast.
Matthew says, I was wondering if you guys can source and list and give him all the money. Don't we all wish that? So I'm going to say this right now with 327 of you watching, and I might come off like a complete, I will say meanie to keep my mouth clean because I'm live. A lot of people don't realize reselling is extremely hard work. We can give you all of this information. We can teach you the bolos. We can tell you what to do. But if you're not willing to do it, you will never reach the numbers that we have. It is hard work. We bust our butts to make the money that we do. And a lot of people think it's so easy. And that is one of the reasons I don't mind sharing what I do, because a lot of people are going to do absolutely nothing with it. It is not easy. It's work. It's fun. I love doing it, but it's like you have to work. You have to bust your tail. So just want to put that out there, and you guys can take that for what you want it. But yeah, let's go on another question. R10 Roof, who is your favorite resell YouTuber for fun or to learn from? Woo, that's a loaded question, but
Man, yeah, I'm gonna name them all.
all of them, yes.
All of them are great.
All of them are equally excellent.
I will let Richard go first. I will tell you guys who I regularly watch when it comes my turn.
Man, that is a loaded question, but honestly, I've learned a lot from Kat. I've been watching her since she was like like a year and a half ago. So been very helpful, been very knowledgeable. I do watch a lot of other resellers. I do enjoy a lot of other ones. But I'd say my favorite is Cat.
Oh, Richard. He's kissing up, y'all. No, I
No,
appreciate
I'm not
that.
kissing
You'll
up.
be on next week, Richard.
Well, you gotta understand.
Try to take
Cat and I
Julian's
talk
job.
all the time, so I can reach out to her and have a question and everything like that, and she's got the time. She'll answer it. So yeah.
Thank you.
So not an all-encompassing list because absolutely would miss a ton. And if I don't name you, you're awesome. So part-time pickers, since I have pickers, Lonnie at Shed Flips. Just watched Tesla Picker recently, so he's on top of my mind right now. So really, I like to say I watch them all, but honestly, I feel like I discover a new channel in this category that's been doing it for like years, and I didn't know they existed like every day. So oftentimes, when I'm editing video, more along the lines of like my thrift store videos where I do voiceovers. So like I don't have to listen to the audio while I'm clipping it. I'll have in the background, YouTube videos and stuff. So I don't know. I think we're very fortunate as a community to have really no bad apples that I see. I think there's, a lot of awesome advice being given, and not that I say I agree with every single bit of it, but I mean, there's good advice. It's entertaining, and I'm trailing off here. So
You're like, okay, enough.
I'm done.
Julian?
I do a lot when I watch a lot of YouTube when I'm listing because I have it all set up. So like I watch all the big ones, but I also watch a whole bunch of small ones. It all depends on what I'm trying to find. Like if I want to learn glass, I'll watch Kat for her what sold. Tim's always a good one. Golf is going to be Carolina Hustler or Stack Golf or what I think that's their name. Then the big channels I always watch, and I watch people that put out content consistently because I know they're going to put out a new video. So if I know you put out a video like every day or every other day, I'm going to watch your channel a lot more because if you don't put out like one every week, because I don't know when you're putting it out. I know that sounds weird, but like I know Kat puts out a lot of things. So I'm always checking her channel to see if she put out a new video.
That makes sense. I will say, and Richard knows I always watch Richard. I watch Julian. I watch Kayla, the homeschooling picker. I watch Dave Tesla Picker. Those are like I watch every single video. I've been watching a lot of George the Antique Nomad because I really would like to up my knowledge on glass and antiques. And George is just incredible. Like I feel like he's like a talking encyclopedia. And he was actually on with us last week. And he's a certified appraiser. So it really depends, like Julian was saying, what I want to learn. Julian is good for golf clubs. Casey, as he said, is good for golf club. Matt was the first person that I watched over at Part-Time Pickers. So for me, it really depends on like what I want to learn. I don't have like excess time to watch a lot of fun stuff. So when I'm watching, I'm typically watching to learn, like what's selling now and kind of increase my knowledge. For fun, I watch Deerfield Beach live cam and watch Under the Ocean and watch the fish because that's what's on when I'm at work as my screensaver. But there's so many, like Dustin said, and like I didn't know about Dustin until recently, and my subscribers suggested I have him on, and I come across channels with 20,000 subscribers in reselling that I've never heard of. And there are just so many of us out here. I think the big thing, like both fun and learning, is like finding somebody that you mesh with, because somebody who likes my like personality might not necessarily, like somebody else. So I think find somebody that you feel, comfortable with. And like Dustin said, you got to find somebody with your style and pick up styles from these different people. Because as you hear, all four of us are telling you different answers. I don't think like styles are right or wrong. I think it's preference, and you got to kind of build your own eBay business off of that. And now we have to go into a really fast lightning round. Richard,
questions.
Richard, you were first, so get ready. We're going to answer these really fast.
All right.
Does it anger the eBay algorithm if we decline the offer? I heard it's bad to decline.
It hasn't hurt me, so I decline it.
Yeah, I don't think declining it matters so much as if you regularly accept enough offers. I think maybe the algorithm might benefit you there, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I would say no.
I don't think so. Did I go in the pawn shop to looking at anything in particular when I found the china? I did not. I said it's after 5, the thrift store's closed and the pawn shop's open till 6, and I want to go hunt for stuff. And I found some stuff. How much more % of sales have I received from cross-posting? I don't know percent-wise. It's very low. Like if you guys saw my 90-day I just posted, I have I want to say 700 sold on eBay and 175 unsold, which would be the other platforms. So I guess that would probably be about 20% of my sales are coming from other platforms. Harry says, if you're sitting on items, why not sell it? Best offer and gone.
Well, for me, if it has been sitting in my store for a while and somebody sends me an offer on it, a lot of times I might more likely take it just to get it out.
Yeah, I think it's just so item specific. I mean, certain things that I pick up, maybe I don't have much money into it, but I'm expecting, hey, this is going to be a home run, but I think it's going to take 6 months to sell. Might not accept a super low offer on it. It just really depends.
Yeah, I'm gonna say even if it's sitting for a long time, but I know that it's worth a decent amount of money, it just needs a certain tool like whole tool sets or like that. So it all depends on, it's very item specific.
Yeah, if I know something's worth it, I don't mind waiting 6 months to make $50 more if it's a higher priced item, because I picked it up knowing it's long tail and I would rather get more from my investment.
True.
Can Man, do you consider your inventory to be free, since in most cases 1 or 2 items sold pays for the lot, leaving it to be free? Do you agree or disagree? Richard, you buy a lot of lots like I do. So
I buy a lot of lots, and no, I'm starting to find out now is I'm starting to get a lot pickier about the stuff that I buy, because I have to deal with all the crap that I don't want. So I'm starting to get a lot pickier about what I pick up. And so, well, did I answer the question, or did I go off on a
Do you
tangent?
feel like it's free if you buy it in a lot and 1 or 2 sells for it? Or do you say you're 50 cents in?
No, if I'm buying something, I want to make sure everything that I'm buying, I'm actually going to be reselling and making a profit on. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I split up a cost. So essentially, like if I buy, I don't know, 10 Wii games for $80, and they're, I'm going to have $8 into each of those games. I don't look at it. I mean, I look at it in the sense of, hey, this is a great deal because once I sell 2, I've got my money back. However, I still kind of look at it in the sense, and honestly, for tax purposes, that, each of these is $8. So I would disagree with that. I find that there's a lot of expenses too that probably aren't at the forefront of even my videos. It's just something that, obviously you're going to have returns. You're going to have those instances of fraud. You're going to have times where packages get damaged and your money's held up on an items claim, shipping materials, stuff like that doesn't typically get spoke about enough, and probably something I should speak on more. So yeah, I think there's a lot of misconceptions on the resale business, especially from like people that aren't in it. So I know, like, for instance, there's people that watch my videos that just like to see cool stuff at yard sales, which is awesome, but they'll be like upset that I'm negotiating something down. And a lot,
because they don't understand the reselling end of it.
Like, just because I'm buying it for $10 doesn't mean I keep the whole, 100 and make $90 kind of situation. Yeah. So
yeah, I would say there's always an attachment to your item. Like even if you did sell 2 things and the rest is going to be profit, but each one of those you still got to do boxes. You still got to do, I got to go ship it. I got to do this. It's time. So I wouldn't say free, but I look at it as in profits.
And I pretty much default, if it's under $1, I default to, okay, I paid $1 for this. If I got 20 items in a $15 lot, I'm going to say they cost $1 each. I do though, like, I want to know I'm in the profit, and I know, okay, if I sell this one item, the rest is profit, but I still don't look at them as free. I still know I have that initial cost in, even though one or two might pay for it. Linda Craig, have you had problems with buyers from China returning many items?
I've sold a lot of things to China, and I've never had a problem.
Is China included in the global shipping program? Because I've never.
I think so.
They are. I don't know if I've ever actually shipped to China. I know I've shipped to some countries in Asia through reshippers, so they were, flipping, like intermediaries, like Shop Airlines and stuff. But
I've had some Shop Airline.
They're actually they're one of the better reshippers, honestly. Freight forwarders or whatever to work with, from what I've seen.
No, I've never had that problem.
I have not had that problem either. Chris wants to know, do we ever hit up the Goodwill bins?
I do not. Never have. I don't think I ever will.
The Goodwill bins in my area, I swear a lot of my peers around here swear by them and think it's, great. Every time I go in there, I don't really pull anything amazing. I flipped one of those Union Bibles from like the steel workers for $100, and that was probably my best buy ever at the Goodwill bins. I leave empty-handed there quite often, so I'm not partial to it personally, but apparently a lot of people were making money doing it.
I don't have one close, but if I did, I probably would go, and I would go just for fun because it's a riot when you're in there. It's pretty hilarious.
I used to go. There was one an hour for me, but they closed with COVID. They have not reopened. So if I was in an area with one, I would probably go. And I like to get linens because linens are overlooked at the bins a lot, I feel like. River Acres wants to know, how do you list 30 items per day?
I've done it. I've listed more than that. One, you have to be focused, set a plan, and when I do it, I actually have everything ready to go, knowing what I'm going to list, look up comps, take pictures, and do all that. I usually take all my pictures first, and then start looking up comps, and then go ahead and do the listings.
Yeah. So when it comes to 30 items a day, I've had I guess spurts of time where that's been my listing goal, and for the most part, I don't necessarily find like any strategy so far to be like significantly better than the other. I've tried, other people's suggestions and stuff. It's more about just having like, I guess, the discipline to sit there and just do it. That's I guess what really separates if you're actually going to get 30 listings up or you're not. Just the time of it. I know things can get distracted. I mean, like for instance, as I've mentioned, we're doing things real estate wise. My wife's working. I'm doing the whole YouTube thing. So it's really just about carving out that time and just kind of hammering at it.
Processes. You have to have good processes. Like, I know exactly what I do when I do a golf club. I do it the exact same time. Every time with a golf club, I take the exact same type of pictures and measure it the same. And then once you get that process down, it is like, you can run through a whole bunch. But what Richard said is you have to have them like prepped and clean. You can't like clean a golf club, take pictures. That's going to waste too much time. Do 35, 40 golf clubs clean, ready, prepped. You know what they are. Have your process down. I'm telling you, you can rip through anything that you're doing.
I do not do descriptions. That is one way I list 30 items per day. I do similar items though, and I do mine in sets of like 10 to 15. I'll do all the pictures, then I will edit the pictures and list. I do my batches of pictures, like out here in the shed. I have a photograph station that actually you can see a little bit of. And then I go in the house and I actually watch TV and chill on the couch while I'm listing. And I'll have 30 listed before I know it. 30 is a high number, and it would have to be pretty easy listings though, that aren't like complex as far as your pictures and prepping and all of that. Candace, I'm going to tell you, we're going to be done here in a couple of minutes. We're already over by a little bit, and I will let everybody say goodbye. And the links to these gentlemen's channels are down in the description, so you can subscribe to them. Kelly wants to know, what is your least favorite part of reselling?
I'd say the listing.
Yeah, I'd have to go with listing too.
Customer service.
Oh, Julian went different. I say listing. Pam wants to know, home cooked or order out?
Home cooked.
Probably order out.
Home cooked.
Home cooked. Ty Girl, what's the one item you hope you come across one day?
Another one of these.
I need a sealed stadium events from the NES. Okay, so if anybody has one of those that they want to part with cheap,
Any type of real high-end fishing gear, like for cheap.
I want Dale's pink puppy. The last one sold for $1,210 for a Build-A-Bear puppy.
I've been looking everywhere, literally everywhere.
I want a pink puppy.
I want a pink puppy.
Nettie Mae, do you use eBay shipping or something else? Or is it cheaper to use something else?
For the most part, I use eBay shipping. Occasionally, I'll look on Pirate Ship, but I'm finding now Pirate Ship is not saving me any money. So, yeah,
eBay.
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 eBay. Gina, let me give you a dolphin.
Super chat.
Thank you, Gina. The ATL flipper, how many items do you list a day? Just say an average.
Mine varies, and since I have a full-time job, I would say average in a week, I probably list maybe 50 items in a week. So, that'd be like maybe, about 7 a day, 7 to 8 a day.
15 to 30. Yeah, a daily.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 15 to 30 probably.
Mine is about the same as well. Has anyone had luck selling on Facebook with shipping? Haven't tried out, but I'm curious.
Never sold on Facebook.
Yeah, I haven't done any shipping on Facebook.
I haven't, but I guarantee if I tried, I think I would do very well with the golf clubs.
I have done very well, and I have sold some golf clubs on there. I sell a few $100s a week on Facebook. I think the big thing, if you do Facebook, is renewing the listings, which is something I have not done. So I might, once my mom's finished cross-posting and caught up to me, have my mom renew Facebook listings. Inside Out wants to know, if eBay disappeared, would you go to Mercari or Facebook?
It's a good question.
I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know right now. I'd have to look at all the different platforms.
I'd probably become an Amazon FBA seller, honestly. So I'd have to take but if I had to pick between Mercari and Facebook, probably Mercari, just because while I do use Facebook occasionally, it's not really my favorite interface or platform.
I'm going to Facebook.
I would go to Facebook as well. Dee Dee says, if you take a return on eBay, are you the one who pays? I will tell you that is according to your settings. I'll answer this real quick. If you have seller paid return shipping free, you're going to pay. If they file item not described, you are also going to pay. Otherwise, you can set buyer pays shipping. So if they put like it's the wrong size or didn't fit or something, then you would do it. And I'll answer this real quick too. Dave, you cannot, I think you messaged me. They have no way to add additional insurance on that. Mick, I'm not forgetting Jocelyn. I watch Jocelyn's videos, not daily. Unfortunately, I don't have time. I probably watch 3 to 4 of Jocelyn's videos a week. And if Jocelyn goes live, I am there because I help her moderate her chats because she has like over 1,000 every time. I chat with Jocelyn every day, and I think Jocelyn understands because she's super busy like I am, that I just can't, I don't have the time to watch all of them. I I don't know if this is a repeat. What's your best sourcing source? Auctions, thrift stores? Pick one, Richard.
Mine is thrift stores.
Garage sales.
Garage sales.
Auctions. Look at that. 4 different answers. How do you ship larger items? What's your go-to, Richard?
I live in the middle of the United States, so I look at all of them, and it just depends. The more heavier items tend to go more UPS.
I always want to try and get USPS. However, if the rates are outrageous, and UPS.
I switch between, like, for the larger items, it's going to be UPS or, UPS, I think. I said whatever's cheapest, to be honest with you.
I do whatever cheapest and go with USPS 9 times out of 10. Do you use the same name for eBay, Facebook, Poshmark, Mercari?
Well, I'm only on.
You're only on eBay.
Yeah. So
I think I'm the only. I use the same name, and I don't know why there would be any risk. For me, it's a brand because I have my YouTube channel. So my name is the Nurse Flipper on YouTube, on Instagram, on eBay, on Mercari, on Poshmark. My name is the same everywhere, and that's because of a brand. All right. Hi, Kevin. I see Anthony saying Commonwealth Picker. This is going to be the last question for tonight, I think, guys, because we are already over. Hip Hop Thrifter wants to know, is there anything that would stop you from reselling?
If they severely taxed us on reselling.
Yeah, a change in the regulatory environment would be something that would stop me, probably.
Yeah, I would agree. Like any type of large taxation that isn't already.
If I won the lottery, that would stop me.
Oh, or if I could make a living by fishing. I'm out of here. Y'all never seen me again.
Look. Our tin roof. Great minds think alike. Find a winning lottery ticket in the pocket of a thrift find, and you have to play the lottery to win it, which I do not do very often. I bought tickets on my road trip to Ohio, though, but I didn't win. So I'm going to let Richard go first. I know somebody was asking who you guys are, and unfortunately, when I put those questions up on the screen, which we do the whole show, you do not see everybody's names. So I'm going to let everybody say goodbye again and kind of give their little spiel. We still have over 300 in the chat. Thank you guys so much. We are here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I didn't get to your question, come back next Tuesday and we will answer it. And here's Richard.
My name's Richard. I'm a part-time reseller. I primarily do eBay. I've been doing it for about 1.5 years. My channel name is OtnipDrof Flips, and if you spell it backwards, it spells Ford Pinto.
Here's Dustin.
My name's Dustin. My YouTube channel is the Pro Picker. Instagram at Pro Picker Ohio. Full-time eBay reseller. Most of my content is focused around sourcing. I'll diverge from that on occasion. Want to thank Kat for inviting me here, and it was nice meeting Julian, Richard, and thanks for asking all the cool questions, chat.
Here's Julian.
Thanks to our 2 guests for being here. Much appreciated. Thanks for everybody coming out tonight. We had like 300 people in the chat almost all night long, so we do appreciate it. Always a thank you for Kat for letting me be the co-host. And I'm at the Bearded Thrift Machine on Instagram and YouTube.
Julian is scary with his letter opener. I don't know if you guys noticed him moving it around the whole night. That's his beard comb.
It is.
Anyway, if you guys came over here from one of the guys' channels, thank you. I'm Kat, the Nurse Flipper, and we will see you guys next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.